Hey Aries, welcome to my channel. This is the Rockstar Coach. This is your reading for love and relationships. And this is a general reading for the sign of Aries, wherever that falls in your birth chart. I do offer personal readings, so if you are interested in that, please check out the link in my bio. And if you did order a reading, make sure to go back and check your junk folder if you did not see it. Because sometimes they do get stuck in there. Today I am using the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, the Work Your Light, the Soul's Journey, and always end my readings with the Power of Surrender. So let's see, Aries, what the cards have to say to you about love and relationships. What messages are here for Aries around love and relationships? I'm getting a very strong have fun vibe. Maybe don't take things so seriously right now. Feels like, Aries, you've been putting some pressure on yourself and those that you are in relationship with, whether they be friendships, friend groups, even networking groups. You might be putting a lot of expectations on others. And they're just saying right now is a time to have fun. Don't take things so seriously. Kind of chill out a little bit and be a little less rigid. Yeah. So let's see what else is going to come through. All right. So we got, interesting, Pisces got this card, failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So, Aries, that the expectations that you have put on others recently, it feels to me like that is a measure that you have taken because you have had perceived failures in the past, and you're trying to preempt a failure by giving those expectations. And while expectations are good, it is good to let other people know your expectations. Sometimes those expectations can be a bit rigid, and people really can never meet those expectations. And then what happens is we end up constantly being disappointed, right? We may have not even verbalized those expectations, and we cannot expect someone to know our expectations if we don't allow them to understand them and to know them and to hear them. And sometimes we can say our expectation, but if people don't really understand why, they don't understand why it's important to you, and it's not something that's important to them, so they just kind of let it go because it's not high on their radar. Where if we explain to them why we expect certain things, because it's important to you because of these reasons, then it becomes something that they not only will honor, but they remember, because it's not like people are going around intentionally trying to not meet your expectations or be a jerk or, whatever it is, hurt your feelings. They don't understand because it's not a priority for them in their relationship, so they just don't even think about it, right? It's like the 4 love languages, if you know that book. A lot of times people don't show up for us the way we would like them to show up because they don't need that type of showing up in their life. Does that make sense? If that's not how they receive love, they're not going to understand how to give love in that way until you explain it to them, or until they've read that book, and it's a really great book, by the way. All right, envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So stop looking around, Aries, at other relationships, other friend groups, other networking groups, other love relationships, and saying, yep, everybody else has it but me. I'm going to jump ship. I'm going to go over here because the grass is greener over here. No, it's not. Everybody is the same. They just have different challenges. I used to say the grass isn't any greener. It's just different, right? The circumstances may be different, but the results, the emotions, the patterns, unless you heal them, unless you shift them yourself, they're all going to show back up in the next relationship you get into, in the next friend group, or the next networking group that you get into. It's all going to look the same unless you change. So stop looking around at others with envy. You can look at them for leadership. You can look at them for inspiration of the way relationships can be. But be careful looking at them thinking that they have it all together, because most of the time, they're just not showing you what's in the closet. All right, Aries, we're going to get a spirit animal oracle card for you for love and relationships. What spirit animal wants to teach you? Okay. Yep. Excellent. Okay. Perfect. Reclaim your power. Set healthy boundaries. Weren't we just talking about boundaries? Were we? Was that you, Aries? When I channel, I don't necessarily remember when it came through. So I apologize if that wasn't you. If it wasn't you, then we're going to talk about them now, because setting healthy boundaries is imperative, right? It's absolutely imperative. And that falls right in line with reclaiming your power. When we reclaim our power, we can set healthy boundaries. And when we set healthy boundaries, we're reclaiming our power. These go hand in hand. We may think that we're in the wrong relationship because they're not honoring our expectations. They're not honoring our boundaries. Well, do they know what those boundaries are? Have you set them? Have you verbalized them like the expectations? Have you put them out there and stood in your power and said, these are my non-negotiables? Have you said, I will not accept these things? Or have you allowed people to not walk on you, because that's not your tendency, Aries, but kind of blur the lines a little bit? Have you allowed them to blur the lines? If you have, then I'm going to say this, it's your own fault. And if they aren't respecting your boundaries or your expectations because they don't know them, that's your fault. If they're not respecting boundaries and they're not meeting your expectations, but you have verbalized them and you've had the conversations and they are fully aware, then it's time to rethink the relationship. Think on your feet. So there you go. Time to rethink some relationships, Aries. It's time for you to look at those relationships and really be honest with yourself. Is this relationship something that I am contributing to in a negative way and I need to make some changes? Or do I feel really good about how I've showed up in this relationship and now it's time for me to walk away from it? Or it's time for me to shift the importance that I put on this relationship, the energy that I give this relationship. I'm just seeing, fox spirit, sly as a fox. If you're needing to think on your feet, it could be that someone is coming to you with some sort of, it feels to me like somebody may really feel like they have a much different relationship with you than you think they do. And it may be because you really haven't verbalized where they have crossed boundaries, where they have crossed the lines, where they have not met your expectation. And so they're just going along like, doo-doo-doo, everything's good, blah, 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 And all the while, you're sitting back thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get out of this relationship. I'm going to have to leave this friend group. I'm going to have to leave this organization. This is not at all the type of relationship I want to be in. And they're oblivious to it. I'm feeling a water sign on the other side. Like they really are. No, I'm sorry. I'm feeling more air. I misspoke. I'm feeling more of an air sign here. They're just, and I'm not saying this in general for air signs, but this person that I'm feeling or this group of people, they're really oblivious to the fact that you're unhappy. And again, that's on you if you haven't verbalized it. So take a look and see if it's something that you need to shift in your own patterns. Yeah. Goodness. The Pisces reading had this card too. Trust your path. They had the trust your path and failure. Interesting. If you have Pisces in your chart, which it can be very likely since you are, your signs are right next to one another, so it's very likely that you could have some Piscean energies and characteristics in your birth chart. The first one that came out was get grounded. And it says empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So some of you, Aries, need to get grounded as far as your emotions. Others of you are needing to just get grounded in general because it feels like you've been a little judgmental to others without actually seeing the big picture and understanding what part you have played in the relationship itself. And so getting grounded to me in this is feeling more like you really are being called to get real with yourself. Okay? And then the trust your path, it's like I'm not seeing this as needing to make a change really in relationships as much as it feels to me like you need to trust yourself. Trust where you are right now and trust that you are in the right relationships. You just need to look at them from a different perspective. Instead of it's my way or the highway, It's, have I communicated my needs and desires and boundaries and expectations? Maybe I need to look at it from a different perspective, and I'll see that I've actually been a little rigid, that I'm the one that needs to chill out a little bit and understand that these people are not, they're not trying to get under my skin. They're actually just unaware of how things are affecting me. And wow, what far less energy it will take to shift your own perspective rather than jump ship and have to start all over in new relationships. So this is really, I feel, a call for you to examine yourself in your relationships. This is more about you being in the right place with the right people. And this is a chance for you to learn and understand that you have power in those relationships. You don't have to take what's given to you, but you do have to communicate what your desires are in a relationship in order for those needs to be met. Because not everyone is going to be able to read your mind and know what you want without you speaking up. So let's get a Power of Surrender card, Aries. What does Aries need to surrender or surrender to in the area of love and relationships? I'm really getting that you need to have a serious conversation. And I mean, like, not like a, oh, we need to have a serious conversation. It's like you need to have a serious conversation with yourself, and then you'll be able to communicate those needs and desires with others. Surrender to passion. What I'm getting on this card is you are passionate, Aries. You are passionate. You have strong emotion. Allow yourself to surrender to that in a positive way. You know, passion can be very fiery, and you being a fire sign, you can tend to lean into that passion in a not so productive way. And it can tend to destroy things, like you saying, well, F it, I'm going to jump ship. I'm leaving all of these relationships. I'm leaving this group. I'm leaving this friend group. I'm leaving this partnership, etc., etc. Surrender to the positive, productive passion. Put that strong passion and emotion into the relationships that you have now. And allow yourself to communicate your needs and stop thinking that everybody else should just know. Surrender to creativity. This says, let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Sometimes relationships and conversations do take some creativity. You might have to learn what somebody else's love language is in order to be able to approach them in a way that they really understand. You're very intelligent, Aries, and so sometimes you think that people get it when they really don't. So it's not your fault, it's not their fault. It's just simply that they don't understand on your level. So be creative instead of jumping ship and just letting a relationship go that could actually be a really beautiful one. Be creative in how to approach a situation with honesty, but also from a perspective that they will be able to not only understand, but accept in a positive way, rather than feeling judged or angered or hurt. Okay? And then lastly, surrender defensiveness, right? I mean, this goes along with a lot of what we were saying. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Get grounded, right? Stay centered. What have I been saying about communication? So allow yourself to be open to a conversation. You're not just coming at someone with your needs and desires or expectations. You are coming to them for the sake of your collective relationship, not just for you. You approach a conversation with openness, openness to hear another side, another perspective. Approach the relationship with the intention of understanding their point of view as well. Really, really important for you, Aries. I hope that you took something from this reading, that you will be able to heal yourself and heal those relationships that you have. If you liked this video, I would love for you to press that like, thumbs up on the video. And as always, I am growing my channel. Thank you so much for those that have subscribed. I'm blown away by all your support and all of your comments. I love all of them. Thank you so very much. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to. And share the video, share the channel if you feel led. Don't forget to click the notification bell. I'm going to be uploading next an energy clearing, I believe, for the topic of love and relationships, because a lot of things are coming to the surface as these readings are coming out. And after that, I'm feeling led to do another general read for the month of July, the middle of July to the middle of August. So stay tuned, be safe, and until next time, take care.